Right, I think I've got this working. Hopefully my chat box is working. Time to crack on. Yeah, I know we haven't got a track yet. Hopefully I'm in the right profile as well, because I haven't done this for ages. Okay. Have a look for a job and see if we can get this working, shall we? 70. Hell of a drive. That gets me back to Oregon. 28-hour drive. Well, that takes me down from Oregon. Ugh. The other way. That gets us into Nevada. It was tempting just to do that. Please tell me I turned my wheel on properly. Might have the wrong profile on, but we shall check it. Hold on a second. Nope. Let's change that to that one. Click back in game. But hopefully we can resync. And we need to go. I didn't realize we had such a big sucker on the back. I'm assuming we can go. I think we're going straight out that way. Need the lights to kind of change. If I don't get out now, I'm never going to get out. It took me so long to get out. Oh my gosh. Game's playing really smooth today. Seems to have set up nicely. How long that lasts, shall we? Rear end only just got round on that one. Limit of 55, it's a wonder I can get up to 55. gauge relatively full. Seems like we're having a pretty good start. Hopefully it'll all be highway. We don't have to worry about this big load in the back going through narrow corners. Fingers crossed. Yes. Have a look. It's what, early morning? Got the old shooting stars coming across again, or whatever you want to call them. Little addition, I suppose. Makes it different. Quite sure how often we do that out here, but hey, this has been the last few times I've played this in nighttime. These have been happening. Maybe it's all to do with, well, I would say Roswell, but anywhere near that. But oh, there's a plane. Plane's done well. We've improved them. Before she's right off my head. And I got a bad neck today, so looking up is kind of like a problem. I think I pulled my shoulder last night when I was playing Dirt Rally. Excuse me. Around and into the path of another truck. Not a good idea. Another plane coming along. Slow down. Ow. I'm not quite sure how they'll be going one way and then swap just a few miles down the road. That seems a little weird to me. Now we've got speed on the go. Come on! Gotta get the power down on this one. And we're going straight on. I'm going to turn off there. The limit's 75. In the 70s is a struggle. Guessing that's mile an hour. Link it in here. Just hoping I get enough speed to go past. I think I put the brakes on a little too hard. I can't turn. Oh, bad neck. Don't think today was the best day to choose to do VR. But I haven't continued with this little series I'm doing, so I'll muddle through it for now. Have a quick glance. That was okay. Making sure. And some settings. It's one annoying thing with VR. If you want to check anything, it sets it off time and it's just frustrating. It'll be quite the trek. So don't forget, chat is open if you're there and you're watching, because I have no clue if anybody's even around. Feel free to say hello. Hopefully my chat is working up there. I should be able to read your comments. Unless, of course, my chat box is frozen, at which point I won't be able to read anything, and I'll just be talking to myself. But there, mister. Just remember that. Straight on yet again. always good, isn't it? At the time you decide to change lanes, and you have to stick on the lane you're in anyway. I may need to put a bit of a dead zone on my brake on this game, because I know I've changed the pedal, so I have to do that for ETS. I'm assuming it's going to be the same for this one. I believe you want to come off by here. Cruise is knocking itself off. That's going to be my brake being an issue. Let's have a look at that. Options, controls. Right now, add a little bit of a heads up. Okay, should be better. Now the cruise control shouldn't be knocking itself off all the time. Distance left, what, 17 hours to go. So with a little luck we'll have the crack of dawn soon. The game will start to get a bit lighter. It'll be nice because driving in the dark sucks because it's so dark. Okay, you back off on this. Here you go. Fuel wise. I like to think I'm gonna have enough fuel. Accuracy, how you doing? Yeah, well, I woke up with a pain in my neck, got a bad shoulder, and then I decided, hey, let's make it even better by playing VR where you have to turn your head even more and hurt your shoulder more. Nah, needed something to do anyway because I was wide awake. And how are you doing? You've made any more decisions as to what you're going to do with regards to your wheel? Are you going to play the waiting game, or are you going to jump ship and go for an OSW? Nah, it's not an excuse. I would have been on anyway. But I did need to get back in VR and do some more trucking in VR because it was a new series for me, and I want to do it at least once a week if I can, and I've let it slide because setting it up has been a pain. However, today I think I've fathomed out the order to do it in. It's start trucking and then do the OVR drop. Because when I do OVR drop, it causes everything. If I do OVR drop first, sorry, it causes everything to go haywire. Yeah, exactly. I think it makes sense to do that. I mean, that's the wheel you wanted. However, there was some interesting news I discovered the other day with regards to Simucube. It looks like that they're going to be doing an update for the Simucube with a plug-in module, where the wheels or the button boxes, I believe, they're going to try and support wireless controllers anyway. That'll be kind of cool. It means you can finally do away with the cable, the USB tether, shall we say. I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to be about, how much it's going to be for the upgrade. So, you know, anybody with a Simucube kind of system or Granite device system should be able to upgrade to wireless controller. Now, how many devices or how many controllers you can do wirelessly, don't know, but hopefully they'll keep the price down and we'll have a good way of getting rid of the link between the wheel and a USB port. Well, I know there's a module that will put into the Simucube hardware. Now, I'm guessing then you'd have to have some kind of converter for your wheel. But it basically means then it'll be a small module that will convert the input to wireless for you, or Bluetooth maybe. I'm not quite sure which way they're doing it. Well, you'd probably have to look at converting the wheel. But it should be relatively straightforward. We'll see. Anyway, it's all up in the air. It's all some recent news that I was reading on their Facebook page, so we'll see how they implement it. I mean, to be honest, it's not as if the wire gets in the way anyway. Once you've got that located in a good enough position where it's not tangling up, other than around the wheel, and, you know, because it's such a long wire anyway, it's never really been a problem. You know, at the end of the day, if they decide to charge silly money, then I'll just leave it as it is, because it makes no difference to me. I'm only using the one wheelbase for now. I'm still umming and ahhing over to whether to get another wheelbase, and then I don't know whether I'll get a Fanatec wheelbase and get that converted, or do I just go for another third-party wheelbase. But I like to keep my ear to the ground, so to speak. See what's out there. Yeah, it's much better when you drive in daytime in VR. A bit easier on the eyes as well, to be honest. You still got your old wheel though, right? So you can still play your games. I can't get this game to work on my triple, but the... What? But you can't get ATS to work? What do you mean on the... yeah, your wheel went off for fixing, didn't it? You mean you can't get it to work in VR? I'm going over there. Can't get it to work on... I don't know, hold on. That's weird. Not quite sure what you're doing to get that to be messed up then, because it ATS is probably the easiest one to get into VR for me. And it works fine on triples. What happens when you try to load in? Do you mean the game just... Oh, weighbridge. Does the game just not load, or does it just load in and the screen's all weird? Blue screen. Wow. You know what? I don't know what you did to get that. I've never had an issue. I can load it into VR. I can load it into triple screens. I don't get anything like that at all. Maybe you just need to uninstall the game and reinstall it. And if you decide to do that, just back up your profiles first. Have you tried running it in safe mode? Another 14 hours to go. This is quite the trek. Oh, we've got 179,000. Money's going up. Well, when you tried launching ATS or ETS, you should get a couple of options. One of them is just play the game, two is load DirectX. Down the bottom you should have a safe mode. Just try safe mode and see whether it loads into there, and then after loading safe mode, quit the game and go back in using the normal way and see whether it then works. That's assuming safe mode has loaded. If it hasn't, maybe a driver issue of some form. Have you made sure you got the latest drivers? Open straight on. I'm not quite sure. I mean, other than if you're running mods, then just go in, if you can run it some way, and just turn off all the mods and then try that on whatever's failing. Just do the plain vanilla game and see what happens. But have you made sure that all your mods are turned off though? That's what I would do. You could try rolling it back one as well. You could, when you go in, right click on the game itself, go to properties, and then, I can't remember what tab it is, but in there you've got an option there where you can roll back the game to a different version. You could always just try rolling it back and see if you can get it working on your triples that way. And then, I don't know, it just seems really weird. I don't understand why you're having an issue with that one. Definitely getting brighter. I can't remember if I'm running... Hold on, I need to check if I'm running options. Graphics. Yeah, high dynamic range is on. I don't know if I want it on because it could be rather bright. That's a bit better. It's not so in my face. Because everything starts glowing when you... There we are. I can see the dash better. That's a little bit better. Maybe a little bit darker for you guys, but it's way easier on my eyes. Otherwise the damn thing's like just glowing in your face. That's a weird one. I mean, I had difficulty getting ETS working, but I discovered that ETS with Pro mods was a no-go. But as soon as I took Pro mods off, it would work fine. Yeah, I find that if you're running HDR in at least the Vive anyway, the Vive is really, really bright. So if you're running a Vive like me, you're probably better off running without HDR. It doesn't really add anything extra to the game, other than it does. It's so intense on your eyes that it's probably worth. Like I've done now, I've knocked it off. Everything gets a little bit more subdued in terms of the colours and the brightness. Just makes it easier on the eyes. The other option is go into the settings for Vive and go into night mode, where it dims the level of the panels. But then that doesn't look good for you guys either because it looks really dark. But again, it's good on your eyes. But I prefer it like this. Hold on. It's good though, isn't it? I mean, you know, we play with triple screens. Triple screens offers you a much higher resolution game. It does look nice and crisp. I do enjoy playing in triples. It is just nice coming into VR though and just sitting here. Yes, okay, it's a lower resolution, but it's a different way of enjoying the game. Z channel or Z channel, how are you? Welcome. It's just nice just it being able to, you know, you literally could feel like you'd reach out and hit these dials and knobs, and it would be awesome if you could. Oh, it's heavy on everything in VR. Bombing by in his car. Really, one thing I did recently, accuracy, the Fanatec pedals that I've got, I've changed the brake on them. I've actually made it super stiff. I used to have it kind of quite a bit of travel because I used to play the trucking and it was great for trucking. But trying to get into racing more, so I ended up changing the pedal to being quite stiff. Glad I did, because it's made a hell of a difference when it comes to, you know, things like Dirt Rally and just any racing game. It doesn't lend itself well to trucking, but you get used to it. Oh, I've got Bus Simulator. I haven't played it for ages though. Nah, I didn't go for the performance kit. I've just stiffened it right up. I may go for the performance kit, unless there's a special offer on, which I haven't seen yet. I may pick one up, but otherwise, for now, I'm quite happy that I've just changed that. I've always run the pedal more like the pedal in my car when it comes to brake, because I wanted a more all-round. But I basically delved back in. I thought, you know what, let's stiffen it right up like is what is recommended for when it comes to racing games and race cars. And boy, the brake performance is way better. It's so much more confident going into corners braking now. Yeah, it's got the dampener on it because I've got the inverted set, so it comes with the dampener as standard. However, even with the dampener, even with the V3 inverted, people still recommend. Ooh, I'm in the wrong lane. Alright. So people still recommend using their dampener kit. The only thing you've got to do though with my pedals, I don't know if you've got the inverted or not, is you can't use the full range then of how stiff. You can only use halfway max, but it should give you the same effect. But right now I don't feel the need to go for the performance kit. I'm glad I started with a really, I don't want to say slack, but normal feeling pedal, you know, a longer throw pedal than I did with going straight in for the race, because I wouldn't have known the difference. I just was driving Dirt Rally the other day and I just don't know how I was able to do the braking the way before compared to what it is now. So much more confident on the brake. This trip feels like it's taking forever. I know it said 20 odd hours, but we've got 12 hours remaining. Fuel tank, yeah, we're doing good for fuel. The old Dave kicking in. Mind you, I've seen some people with their rear V3s running dampener on accelerator and brake. Whoa. Oh yeah, there's a... how much play would I say there? There's a little bit of play. I can't do it where there's next to no... I know some people run with no play whatsoever. It's like, ugh. Couldn't do that. There's a little bit of play. Maybe half inch, maybe more. It's hard to judge with my foot. Whereas before it used to be a good proper throw, because you know, you get in most cars, you push your pedal down, it moves quite a bit. Yeah, we'll see. I might pick up a kit. As I say, I wouldn't, you know, for me to get the kit you're probably looking at 50, 60 quid just for bits of rubber, which is kind of annoying. You know, the kit itself is only 30 quid, but by the time you've slapped on delivery charges, you're getting close to 50 quid. Oh, it's next week they're coming out, is it? I've been looking at them as well, because that's the new set of pedals, isn't it? Have they given a price yet as to how much they're going to be? Must admit, if I was going to get a set of pedals, it probably would be the Heusinkveld pedals. I have been keeping an eye on their page, but I didn't realise they were... I know they said released the end of this year, but I hadn't seen any further updates, to be honest. Wait, hold on. It should be I'm guessing that's 600 to 700 euros, yeah? 6 to 7 euros, that'd be great. I'll take 10. So I'm wondering, are they selling them as a full pedal set this time round? Because before they used to sell them as brake, accelerator and clutch. You could buy them almost individually, couldn't you? But hopefully they're just going to do a complete pedal set. And just have one price, that'd be nice. And 600 to 700, it's not bad when you think about how much you could spend on pedals. So this is is this replacing the Pro pedals? They then have the Sprint and then the Ultimate, or are they getting rid of the Ultimate and the Pro pedals? I know they were getting rid of one, but I don't know if what was happening with the other. Yeah, would be nice to try and fathom out. Maybe I'll wait for reviews just to see how well they compare to the Ultimate. But the Ultimate are expensive, you know, they're over $1,000. Like, I don't know, is it really worth the difference? Somehow I don't think I'm gonna get around this guy. Nope. Hope he doesn't brake hard. Yeah, the Fanatec, yeah. I definitely, there's no way I'm having those sitting there. You know, they'll bring a good couple of £100, you know, and that will go against the new pedals. Well, that could be an option, because I was thinking of buying a new graphics card, but I never went ahead because I can't see me getting a 2080 Ti. I'm just not happy with the performance from this card and the price. I'm kind of holding off on graphics card until the next revision of graphics cards. However, new pedals could be interesting. The only thing is, I will miss the vibration off the Fanatics. I do like the vibration on these pedals. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just stick with these. Because they're not a bad pedal in any form. Okay, let's make a bit of room. I've gone a bit close there, haven't I? Oh, need to come off. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you can spend a fortune on these pedals, but sometimes you think, I think the same, to be honest, you know, you're going to be upgrading, and how far do you go? Where do you stop in terms of, do you really need pedals like that? Nope. I mean, if somebody said to me, you know what, you choose between the Fanatics or the new Heusinkveld, it's a difficult one. I mean, I've got these pedals, they're not a bad set of pedals at all. And if someone, I guess it would be nice to be able to try the Heusinkveld and see what they do bring to the table above what I have now in terms of performance. But I must admit, every review you see that's, you know, from people who have gone from, say, Fanatec pedals to, you know, Pro pedals of some form, they get a good improvement. It is, but let's face it, you know, you're going to get a good performing set of pedals, and they'll look bloody good. I guess what I need to fathom out is whether they'll come with a heel plate or whether I'll have to do a custom heel plate for myself. Or is that going to be an additional charge to the pedals? And I suppose for vibration, if I am missing vibration, I could always put a sound transducer onto the pedal or onto the heel plate, give me a bit of feel. Oh, I'm there. That was weird. Oh, hiccups. Oh dear. Right, what do we got? 9 hours. I'm an heck. The long stretch. It's better be worth it. You never use the rumbles, why not? It's really nice having the rumble effect. And don't get me wrong, it's not going to stop you from driving at the end of the day, having, you know, with or without. Just a nice extra effect. Look at him, he uses shoes. Well, when you get the upgraded pedals, you probably will need your shoes for sure. No, for sure. But I've never felt the need to use shoes with these pedals. Wow, it's a nice dam. Oh man, my shoulder, that hurts. I can't look around properly. Oh yeah, well, you know, if I was upgrading... Oh, that was good. Lovely. Did I miss something with this? %% damage? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You are out of fuel. I was so busy talking, I wasn't keeping an eye on my fuel gauge or anything. Well, that's gonna suck. Right, hold on. How do I do this? So busy yapping, I didn't pay any attention to my fuel. Well, that was clever. Right, where did they put me? In a garage somewhere in the middle of... Right, I'm not going to spend any money on that. So they give me a dash of fuel. Now the question is how far away am I? Oh, I'm not going to get through that. Holy moly. How do they expect me to leave this place with that trailer on my back? I squeeze it through here? Will it turn with me? Or is that going to get me stuck as well? Oh my god. This thing is huge. Maybe I should have stopped somewhere and dumped the trailer. Can't see the rear end now. Wow. Right. There's a fuel station just by there. Think about this a second. Right. I am not going to go through a fuel station with the trailer, so we'll do a little bit of a cheat. Right. Fill it up. So look around, yeah. I can't do my head full lock left or right. Otherwise my shoulder freezes up completely. Sucks getting old, I tell you. Oops. There she is. The size of that thing. It's huge. Yeah, I think I missed that one. Thought I had it in reverse. Oh, I have. Where's it gone? Come back. Oh. Nope. Missed it again. Hopefully it's... That's not the attachment. Oh, tracking's going weird. That'll do. It's finding stuff that I'm happy playing online. Wouldn't mind having to go to some like race room online, but I just can't find it again anything online. Oh crap. Watch the trailer. In terms of servers to play on. I've tried Truckers MP online. I will probably try ETS because my ETS profile is further along. I've played ETS before online, but I just find unless you've got a group of people playing with you, I find it extremely boring. I'd rather be playing the single player. So I've got Truckers MP installed, ready to rock. I've been trying to get a secondary profile improved on ETS. I've got a few garages to start from. Right, how far out did this put us now? Have a look. Where are we? Where's my buttons? There. 8 hours. Like I've jumped into iRacing. Oh look, this is a airship. That's kind of cool. Not seen that before now. I've tried jumping into iRacing, but not a fan of iRacing. But I kind of like bought the full pack when it came to Race Room, so I'm kind of intrigued to try and get into that. See, I'm not disappointed with the graphics at all. The graphics, it does the job, and it does it very well. I've heard a few people say the same thing about Race Room, but it's like, well, I don't need the graphics to be all singing, all dancing. They need to be enough for it to do the job, and they do, and it does it very well. You know, I wouldn't call it an ugly game. It may be a little bit more simplistic compared to others on the market graphically, but to be honest, you know, the performance from it is awesome. The cars, they are done very well. Handling, I'm enjoying in Race Room a lot. What do you mean by that comment? Sorry, that last one. Right, fuel, we're full, not a problem. Right, you can go, because I need the corner. Yeah, that's just it. I was looking at that, I was like, every time I went to look at the online, it was like totally dead all the time. However, I did know that you could do, well, I did find out you can kind of download the server system for it. You could host your own server. I may look into that. You know, it's, if I could grow a community based around that, that'd be kind of cool. But it would take a bit of work. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm no supercar driver or anything. You know, I just go on and have a bit of fun and race around. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are going to be way better in terms of driver performance than I am, that's for sure. Accuracy, what did he do now? That's right, that's, remind me, that's one of the settings I need to adjust on Nightbot. I was there tweaking Nightbot last night with the messages because they were coming in way too often, so I think I fixed that. But that's something I forgot to do. 35 seconds, Jesus, door wide open. Rear end smash, nice. Thank you. Beep, beep. Oh, really rubbish horn. Blacklisted spam. Really? I need to check spam. Okay. Spam and chips. Thank you very much. Head out in front of a truck. How are we doing on time? 7 hours 29. See, when you do a Assetto Corsa online, do you just go through... I've never actually tried it online with Assetto Corsa. Do you go through Assetto Corsa, or are you trying the SRS system? Is it SRS? I'm sure it is. I mean, because I've got SRS for both Race Room and Assetto Corsa. Not actually use them at all, because I know with them you've got to kind of sign yourself up into a race and be available at that time to do the race. And most of the time it's at an awkward time where I'm not really available, so it's kind of a letdown in that way. I'm right what I'm thinking with SRS, that you've got to be available at the given time to do the race. Is that correct? Yeah, I've downloaded them ready. Maybe I should check them out a bit more and see what times the races are. But then again, most of the time I've looked, they're all tracks that I've never raced on before, so therefore I know nothing about the tracks. I'd be at a bit of a disadvantage, to say the least. But I suppose what I should be doing is making a... Wow, look at that. Is making a note of the tracks that they do race on and maybe practice them. Gotta admit, though, I do enjoy... There's just a couple of tracks that I just enjoy hitting all the time. I could literally just drive them all the time. Like, I've been doing Dirt Rally a lot recently. When you get your settings dialed in, oh my god, you can enjoy it so much. Alright, you can book the time as well, can you? Yeah, see, this is something that I've not really looked into, so I'll need to delve a bit deeper, I think. I think that's something I downloaded only yesterday. There was some... Because that's something I hate doing, is setups. And I believe there was an app, but the problem is when I signed up to the app, I couldn't go any further because there was a problem with the app not loading or something. Or the registration was taking an age. So, am I right in thinking setup market is something that you add to a Assetto Corsa? Just wondering whether I'm looking at the right setup market. Go for it. Yeah, I'll have another try today with setup market. I must admit, all the cars I've got, I just use the base settings, and I probably just change the tyre pressure slightly and change the brake performance. Other than that, I leave most of it alone. Maybe, you know, anti-roll bar settings, and that's about it. As long as I can get around the track, yeah, it's okay. By spinning off every corner, though, it's like, okay, let's leave that car next. I can work out my own setups if I really want to. I just don't want to. The setup of a car is why you have these engineers around you when you're a racer. I just want to be... I'd like to be that guy who comes in and says, yeah, you know, it's a little bit loose in the rear end, or under braking it's doing this, or whatever, and have somebody do it for me. Which is why I kind of like what they did in Project Cars. I think it was Project Cars 2 where they introduced like the setup engineer guy where you could kind of tweak it. It worked to some degree. You know, and I've got the flow charts to reference, you know, what you should be changing for certain, you know, reasons and certain aspects. So I can do it if I really want to. I just want to go through car at a time. Setup. That's just something I'm not interested in doing at all. Oh, don't get me wrong. Whatever setup I do is going to be good for me, but it'll probably absolutely rubbish for somebody who's really good at the games. The setup is changing the car to where I can drive it around a track in one go, without ditching it into the wall. I don't claim to be able to set up and do a perfect setup at all, that's for sure. But I would rather have a setup where it's been dialed in by somebody who certainly knows better what they're doing. Hold on, slow it down a bit. Oh, we're discovering places. So how long have you been without a wheel now? Yeah, I mean, I've got iRacing. I've bought into a full year. I think I've played it like twice, but I've only bought the very basic because I didn't see me really getting into iRacing, and I was right. Hello there, Ninja. How you doing? 3 weeks. I bet you're itching to get on your wheel again and start driving again. And what have you been up to, Ninja? Have you been playing any truckers? Oh, accuracy, I bet. Where am I going? Somewhere in Nevada. Not a clue, to be honest. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Oh, well, that's not it. Where's my buttons? Hold on, I'm fumbling in the dark here. Might be that one. Elco Rail Export, supposedly. A milling machine. If that means anything for you. Ah, you play both, do you? Good man, that's the way. Right, hold on. How do I turn this off? That one. No, that one. You play in VR, or do you just do a single screen, or...? And it's getting dark. I hate driving in the dark in VR. Headlights hurt your eyes, they're so bright. Whoa! Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I found. It's like, wow, this is really quite a lot to... You have to download the tracks, download the cars that you had access to, and then just trying to get around. The handling seems wildly different on iRacing to other games, or is it just me? Scared? What, of driving in the dark? No, it's not scared of driving in the dark. It's just how bright everything becomes. Even though, because you've got so much as turned dark, and then the headlights come at you and it's like really bright. How are we getting on? Oh, that's not it. Gotta find the button again. There we are. So 4 hours and 2. We're getting there. What was this? About 20 odd hour trip? Maybe longer actually. Maybe 28. I can't even see. There we go. Bit of a corner coming up by here. I mean, that's how dark it is. I can't even see the corner up ahead. Might just leave that on, actually. That is bright. Holy moly. It's a big milling machine. So 43 tons. Line the copper. Yeah, iRacing does cost a lot, which is why I only went in with a very basic pack, because I thought, you know what, I'm not going to spend and get either a good pack or the best pack you can get, and then not like the game. So this guy better stop weaving. So I just went in, bought the basic, just to try out. Now the job was a fair stretch. I've done most of it. There's 4 hours remaining or so. Oh dear. Thanks. Thanks for that. That's real nice of you. Uh-oh, I just took the trailer off. Pressed the wrong button. Whoops. I've still got 30 hours and 6 minutes remaining to do the job, but we're 3 hours away. And the time is 22:24 in game. I'm hoping that the parking on this one's going to be easy, because I don't want to be reversing this in. Yeah, no problem. Go on, open up wide. Yeah. Straight through. Didn't have to stop for that one. Turn that down, I'll rest my eyes a little bit. You can see this corner. Makes it a little bit more interesting for you guys. At least you get to see more of the scenery, unlike me, because it's so dark. They should have made this game so you can get at your truck and walk around and jump into any vehicle. And you can have like a mini GTA game. That'd be great. The lighting looks better when it's like that though. Two hours? 12. It's getting there. Fuel, I still got over half a tank, so that's got to be no problem. Got to remember to check the fuel. I've run out of fuel once already, so I don't want to do that again. Let's go straight through. We're not slowing down for that one. least with the payout from this job, that should lead me to get, I don't know, 179,000. This payout is what, 62? Assuming I get the full amount. That should give me a fair chunk of money where I may look into, I don't know, maybe I'll wait until I wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait until I get 500,000. And then we'll look into getting a loan for 400,000 if it's available to us. And then we can look at getting a garage, maybe a couple of trucks and some drivers to start work. See me going past this guy. I've got the grunt. That's right then. "48 minutes, is it?" I think we're into a 30 zone. The old sat-nav on. No, not sat-nav on. Well, cruise control, I mean. Where am I turning? Right, turning by here. This is going to be awkward. Bayek. No, you don't. You're gonna have to go first. What are you waiting for, Christmas? Tell me there was a copper behind me. You can't be expecting me to go down that gap. Well, that wasn't good, was it? Not what I needed. Looks like we're merging lanes. Seriously. That's that one done. 20 minutes to go. Feels like forever. Here, and we're turning left. Might be too far away now. Oh, hold on. Well, the indicator on the wrong way. Might be a red light because I wasn't paying attention. This one a little wide. Looks like our destination is just by here. This looks like it's going to be a fun one. Where do you want it? Written. And the rear end's coming in, alright. Close do you want to get it? Lean right up against this. Hoping that's coming in. Oh, that'll do. There's my switches. Wrong one. That should do. That'll open up nicely. Let's do fragile cargo. I don't know. We'll do that one. Jobs. Gives us 81,000, but that's another. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do another job that long. 8 hours. Would be nice. Household appliances, 16 tons. Do something a little bit more simple this time. Break off. Oh. Why didn't I check it was a double trailer? Great. Hopefully we can get this moving. We've got half a tank of fuel. See if we can get this thing moving, shall we? That'll be my windscreen wipers. Rubbish horn. Right then. .55 limit. And we'll cruise at a 57. Just redoing my headset because it's causing a bit of pressure. fuel. What have we got? 2 hours, 143 miles. I would say we've probably got enough. I was supposed to turn, but there. Jesus. I'm wondering, can I turn by here? There's quite a wide area here. Lucky. Not every day you get a good runoff area to turn around at. Wow, what is that? It's math. Oops. Didn't want to do that. Oh, this is an interesting road. Would be way better in the daytime when you can see more detail. Nice, I like it. Wow, what a view. It definitely looks good. Watch the trailers. My bad. Keep it wide. And all over the central. I'm too busy looking at the scenery, not what I'm doing with the trailers. Oh wow, talk about getting away with it. Just chew through the fuel. Really nice view. Wonder if we can get down there one day. Probably not. Probably not that lucky. a nice looking area actually. Speed limit of 15? I don't think so. Not for me, buddy. It's quite the scenery. Right. Speed up down your tree. We got the bypass. Lovely, it's about time. It must be too busy for me today. What a shame. That's nice. What's the timing game? 5:45, so it's going to be brightening up a little bit more shortly, and we arrive in 34 minutes. Maybe not that much then. "34 minutes remaining." There you go. We'll be arriving shortly with our twin trailers on the back. That'll be fun. We need to be coming off and then turning left. Well, we got no option because it's forcing us off. Yeah, it's good using it. I mean, it really makes you feel like you're sitting inside a cab of a truck, you know? You've got to have a good PC to be using VR, because it does take a lot of power to get this working properly, but it's fun. You know, you don't have the same resolution as, say, a 1080p monitor, but it's not really about how crisp the graphics are. It's how it places you in the environment. You know, for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty much driving a truck in a world. Yes, it's 3D rendered, but it's convincing. You know, look out, there's a car driving by me. You don't get to do that in the normal game, you know? Look at this Hummer now coming up. Just lean out the window if you wanted to. So it's almost as if you could lean out and touch these buttons on the dashboard, you know? Have a look at the little sat nav. Sometimes you got to lean in a little bit. Yeah, I've got all the DLC for both games. More than happy to get the DLC. I enjoy both. ETS I enjoy a lot more. But I forced myself kind of to do a new profile in ATS. I hadn't been doing a lot of ATS at all. So I thought, you know what, I've got a Vive. Rather than swap over and do ETS on the Vive, I thought, you know what, let's do ATS and do it in VR. So I kind of run two. I've got a profile that's in ETS that's far in, you know, we're talking 500-600 odd hours, compared to this one, which is pretty much a new profile. We're on, what, the 5th day. The problem with VR, you can only do a couple of jobs because it starts to hurt your head, to be honest. I need to swap lanes. I'm in the wrong lane. Thank you. Oh, it's worth getting. Keep an eye out on CD keys. They have it cheap if it's not an offer on Steam or anything. Oh, we're going to get done on this. Oh, I think I managed to sneak it through. At the corner a little bit. Let's see. Right, and so where should I place it? Somewhere easy, hopefully. Aha! Right in front of me. Lovely. Good for you, you'll enjoy it. You've got loads to explore. What you can do as well, if you haven't done it already, is get pro mods. Do you run pro mods? Right, John? That's John. I prefer ETS better than ATS. It's just got more varied scenery, but there's a lot more. It's been developed a lot longer. You know, we're up another level. This ranking up business is going up really quick. Money-wise now, 245,000. That's a good level to be at. Have a look at the old... Where are we? Bank. We could get the 400,000 there as well. But I think what I want to do is get 500,000 of my own before I dip into the 400,000. But once I've done that, I could take both of those. And that'll give me quite a bit of money to start buying garage, at least one garage somewhere. Have at least 3 trucks and 3 drivers working for me. That's the base of what I want. That should start a little bit of income flowing in. And then I'll carry on doing jobs until I got at least 1 garage full. And then I'll look to invest into my own truck, maybe. But that's going to be it for me. I'm going to leave that there. I need to give my head a rest. My eyes a bit of a break. I may be back later. Don't know if I'll be doing American Truck Simulator in VR or doing something else. Who knows? I'll see how I get on. I must admit my shoulder is killing me. So I don't think it'll be VR because having to move your head, it blimmin' does hurt. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.